Fear not the dead, rather the living.
Hi, I'm Reverend Dave Christensen, Director and Lead Investigator for Phantasm Paranormal. I'm going to talk to you about a school that we investigated over in Pisgah, Iowa. It was a Pisgah school. Back in 2001, we got a phone call from a man that was the caretaker of the school. They closed it down. There was no more classes in it whatsoever. And the community was trying to decide what they were going to do with the building. So they decided to turn it into a community center. And he told us all kinds of fascinating things about the school. He said that he'd go in there to work, to check around, make sure everything was fine, and do some maintenance in there. And from time to time, you would hear children talking, little kids. And he'd hear them running up and down the halls. And he'd go check to see who was in the building, and there was nobody there. From time to time, you would hear adults talking and walking around. He would also, again, go check to see who was in the building and find absolutely nothing. We went up there one evening, it was about 8 o'clock at night, and met with them. That's him right there. And he started bringing us into the school, and as soon as I got into the doorway of the school, I took a picture. There was a side entrance, and I discovered 2 orbs in the picture. I guess that's a welcome committee at the school. Once we got into the school, we went into the gymnasium / auditorium. And I took a few more pictures around the room. And I found 2 more orbs. Now, I don't know if these are the same 2 that met us at the entrance or not. We started going classroom to classroom, taking pictures randomly. And in this one classroom by the doorway, I took a picture before I went in. And I found an orb in the top left-hand corner of the picture. In one of the classrooms, there was a chair sitting in the middle of the room, which kind of surprised us because none of the other classrooms had furniture in it. So one of the guys that was working with me, he wanted to go in and sit down in the chair to see if he would feel anything. And while he was sitting in there, I took this picture, and I found 3 definite orbs. There's another 2, maybe 3 that might be orbs, but it's hard to tell, so I don't want to claim that they are. We started heading down to the end of the hallway. I took a picture and found another orb standing, just outside of from the classroom. Well, we left. We went out, got some dinner, and we sat there and we talked to the caretaker of the building. He told us more about it. But we went back there not too long after sundown. The first place he took us when we got back there was the cafeteria of the school. And I took a few pictures while I was in there. And in this picture, we've got, we got 6 orbs. There could be a couple more, but like I say, I don't want to claim something that's not real. We tried doing an EVP session in there without any luck. But I took a couple more pictures a little bit later and found more orbs. This time we found 7. We left the cafeteria and we started back down the hallway on the first floor. I took a few pictures of going into different classrooms, and we found 3 orbs going into this classroom. There could be one more, but I don't want to claim something without it being actual, an orb. While we were down there, we heard footsteps going up the stairs. So I went up to the second level of the school and took a picture of the stairs going upstairs. And in the picture, I got this ectoplasm at the top of the stairs. We went up there and we looked around. We didn't find anything, so we went back downstairs. And while we were down there, we heard talking. And we heard like little kids running across wooden floor upstairs. So we headed back up there and I took a picture of the stairs going up to the next floor. And we found 3 orbs in that picture. Now the one on the bottom right, I'm sure that one followed us from downstairs. But before we got to the top of the stairs, we heard like heavy footsteps, like a man wearing boots or something. So we made our way up to I think it was the 3rd floor. We made our way up there real cautiously because we didn't know what to expect when we got there. When we got up there, we didn't see anything in the hallway. But after we got the pictures back, if you look over into that circle, you can see the silhouette of a man. Here's an enlargement of the silhouette. If you look close, you can actually see the man's nose and chin, and perhaps, what he's wearing. I don't want to state it for fact, but it looks like you can see his clothes that he's wearing. Well, we stayed there until about midnight, about the time that we left. And while we were there, we heard all kinds of things. We heard children talking, children laughing, children running across the floor, the whole 9 yards. We heard everything that the caretaker heard while he was working in the building. Unfortunately, we had a house fire, and all of our computers were destroyed, and those were the only images I was able to get off of our computers. But anyway, I got to get out of here. I got so much to do tonight, it's unbelievable. So you all have a good night, and thanks for coming.
Sleep well.